NBA All-Star Weekend has created some of the best moments in NBA history. From dunk contests to legendary games, these are some of what make All-Star Weekend something to watch. Today, I will talk about the top 10 moments from All-Star Weekend. But before I get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this. But without further ado, let's get into the video. At number 10, we have a memorable moment from the 1986 Slam Dunk Contest. This All-Star Weekend was held in the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. This would also be the contest Michael Jordan missed out due to an injury. But this dunk contest still starred many familiar faces like Dominique Wilkins, Gerald Wilkins, and Terrence Stansberry. But the one that rose above them all was a 5'7" Spud Webb. Spud Webb was a Dallas native, and he was teammates with Dominique Wilkins on the Atlanta Hawks. With his first dunk, he performed a reverse slam, and after that, he received two perfect scores of 50, beating Wilkins and the rest of the participants. Webb went on to win the 1986 dunk contest, becoming one of two players under 6 feet to win the award. At number 9, this All-Star moment was bigger than the game itself. It was a tribute to someone who was gone too soon. On January 26, 2020, basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, along with other passengers, passed away in a helicopter crash. This shocked the NBA world, including players that were very close to Bryant. With the All-Star game happening weeks after the tragedy, the NBA decided to pay homage to Kobe and Gianna. During this All-Star game, players on Team Giannis wore Kobe's legendary number 24, while Team LeBron wore Gianna's number 2. This game was held in the United Center in Chicago. Team LeBron had players like Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden, while Team Giannis had players like Kyle Lowry, Joel Embiid, and Trae Young. When the game was tied at 155 points, the Lakers forward Anthony Davis hit 2 free throws to win the game for Team LeBron. Kawhi Leonard won All-Star MVP after scoring 30 points for Team LeBron. But overall, this All-Star game brought the NBA community together. At number 8, this All-Star moment came from a single play that happened during the 2000 Rising Stars game. The player that made this iconic moment was none other than Jason Williams, also known as White Chocolate. Jason Williams was in his second year in the NBA, averaging 12 points and 3 assists that year. He earned himself an invitation to the Rising Stars game, and he made one of the craziest passes that anyone has ever seen. While coming down the court on the fast break, Williams threw the ball behind his back with one hand and bounced it off his other elbow to teammate Raef LaFrentz. LaFrentz himself was not even ready for the pass. Not to mention, the pass didn't even lead to points, but it did lead to a foul. But it just shows how crazy that pass was and how special Jason Williams was at the time. Coming in at number 7, this All-Star moment came from the national anthem sung by legendary singer Marvin Gaye. Up until this point, Gaye was one of the most accomplished singers of all time, winning 2 Grammy Awards, a Trendsetter Award, and a Lifetime Achievement Award. During All-Star Weekend in 1983, he was selected to sing the national anthem. But what made this moment so special was that all it took was his voice, a voice that sang throughout the entire forum. His soulful twist of the song had many people in the arena vibing to the singer. I want to play this song, but I was unable to due to copyright restrictions, so I'll put the link in the description down below. At number 6, this moment came during the 3-point contest. In 1988, the contest was held in the United Center in Chicago, and it featured players like Dale Ellis, Larry Bird, and Craig Hodges. But the one person that stood out in this contest was none other than Larry Bird. At this time, Bird was seeking his 3rd consecutive 3-point title, and he was willing to do anything to get that. Moments before the contest, Bird infamously walked into the locker room and asked everyone participating who's coming in second, simply indicating that no matter what, he'll be the champion when it's all said and done. When the contest started, Bird didn't even take off his warm-up jacket. Bird made it to the final round to face off against Dale Ellis. Ellis went and scored a total of 15 points. All Bird needed to do was beat that score to become champion. In the first 3 racks, Bird only scored 7 points, and it looked like it was impossible for him to win at this point. But in the final 25 seconds, with only 2 racks left, Bird took over and made the first 4 shots on the first rack, then the 2 ball to reach 13 points. In the last rack, Bird missed the first 2, but made the next 2 and drained the 2 ball to put him at 17 points. After his last shot, Bird walked away with his finger pointing in the air, and he became a 3-time consecutive champion of the 3-point contest. At number 5, this was a bigger than sports moment. The NBA watched one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. In 1991, coming off a finals appearance, Magic Johnson was preparing to play for the 1991 and 1992 season. But before the season started, he found out that he was diagnosed with HIV. On November 7th, he held a press conference to announce his diagnosis. This sent the NBA world in a shock, not only because it was Magic, but because people at the time did not know how severe the disease was. As a result, he had to sit out the majority of the season, and the Lakers struggled without Magic's presence. But in 1992, during All-Star Weekend in Orlando, Magic was set to make his return to the basketball court. However, his return would spark many concerns because of the way the disease spread it. But he was still able to play and put on one of the greatest All-Star performances in NBA history. He scored 25 points and 9 assists, including a buzzer-beating 3 to seal the win. Johnson won All-Star Game MVP and was embraced for his historic comeback. Coming in at number 4, this All-Star game went down as one of the greatest games of all time. This All-Star featured a lot of NBA stars that turned out to be Hall of Famers, like Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, and Tim Duncan, just to name a few. During this game, the West got out to a 21-point lead on the East. That is until Allen Iverson led the East and scored 25 points, with 15 of them coming in the fourth quarter. The East ended up overcoming the deficit and beat the West All-Stars by 1 point. Allen Iverson took home MVP honors and became the second All-Star game decided by a single point since 1977. At number 3, we have another Kobe Bryant moment. In 1998, Kobe Bryant was becoming one of the best two guards in the league. He averaged 15 points and placed second in 6 Men of the Year voting. This earned him his first All-Star appearance in his career, and he would showcase his talents alongside legends like his idol, Michael Jordan. In Madison Square Garden, the stage was set for the All-Star game, and Kobe Bryant made his All-Star debut. He started out the game going at MJ. They traded baskets and it was very competitive. Bryant scored a few dunks and MJ showed that he was still the best in the league. Bryant ended the game with 18 points and Jordan ended with 23. Although Mike got an MVP, it was evident that Kobe Bryant was at the time the future of basketball. At number 2, this was one of the dunk contests that redefined the NBA. In 2000, the NBA was entering its street ball era. Many players in the league now created ways to do things like score and, most importantly, dunking. During the dunk contest in 2000, we saw players like Vince Carter do the unthinkable. Carter was doing dunks like the 360 windmill, the honey dip, and between the legs. Other contestants did not stand a chance against Carter, and after his last dunk, he signaled to the camera that it was over. Carter went on to win the 2000 dunk contest, winning the first one in his career. Coming in at the final spot on the list is one of the most iconic dunks in NBA history. In 1988, the All-Star Weekend was held in Chicago, and this would be the site of the dunk contest that year. After losing to Dominique Wilkins for 3 years, Michael Jordan was looking to make a comeback. The two squared off and went toe-to-toe. Wilkins performed his vicious slams, and Jordan showed his high-flying finesse dunk. But this contest came down to one dunk. For the final dunk, Jordan performed his iconic free throw line dunk. He sprinted down court and jumped from the line, earning a solid 50, and he went on to beat Wilkins 147 to 145. With the All-Star break just now happening, it was exciting to see what kind of moments were shared. But that'll be the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.